Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Bill and Scott Sports Show. I'm Bill.
And I'm Scott.
And we're here to tell you everything that's going on in the sports world.
We are so excited to be back for this new season. And what better way to start off the new season than to talk about the pennant race in baseball, which is heating up. We've got a really close race in the AL East, Billy. Tell me what's going on.
Oh, in the AL East, we got the Yankees in first place with an 85-63 record. But I wouldn't count Baltimore out, though, because they're half a game back. And they've had so many heroes on that team. And, Nate McLeod, he's just lighting it up. And you got Adam Jones, obviously. Yeah. And Mark Reynolds, who's turned into a beast the past, 2.5 weeks, having multi-home run games for them, and pitching is doing well. You got Jim Johnson. Jim Johnson is really doing good work for Baltimore.
So who do you think is going to take the division, Yankees or Baltimore?
Well, I'm a fan, obviously, of the Yanks, but I wouldn't be surprised if Baltimore comes back and just takes it away from us.
The reason why I think Baltimore is going to take the AL East is because of their schedule. They've got 2 series against the Red Sox, a series with the Blue Jays, and a series with the Tampa Bay Rays, and all 3 of those teams are not doing well.
No way. No.
And I also think Baltimore kind of has that underdog swag, They really want to take it from the Yankees. But yeah, I think Baltimore takes the division and Yankees take the wild card. And then, as we know, it's new in baseball this year. There's 2 wild card teams, and they will play a 1-game playoff.
I like that idea, actually.
And,
great idea.
Yeah, I think the other wild card team is going to be the A's. How about you, Bill?
I actually think, I have the A's winning the wild card.
Yeah.
For the winning the second wild card, but A's.
And then obviously I believe not obviously, but I think the Rangers are going to take the AL.
They have a big lead in the West.
Yeah.
And I believe they're going to keep that lead.
And so the Central race is also tight. And I think that Detroit is going to sneak up and take that away from Chicago.
I can see that happening too, Scott.
Once again, I looked at their remaining schedule, and the only teams they're playing are Minnesota and Kansas City. And they're going to destroy Minnesota and Kansas City. They've got Verlander, Prince Fielder, Miguel Cabrera. I think Detroit's going to win this division.
Oh, yeah, Scott. And I have Cabrera as AL MVP, as my candidate for AL MVP. So he's just a beast, Cabrera. Yeah. And, they got Verlander. Throws heat, pretty much.
It throws gas.
And, you just got great guys. You got Cabrera, and you got...
No, definitely.
Got a good bench. Yeah. Brendan Bosch, he's a good player.
Yeah, and then the NL, the division races aren't as exciting. The Nationals are obviously going to take the East.
90-58 record.
Yeah, Nationals are obviously going to take the East. Cincinnati's running away with the Central.
Oh, yeah.
San Francisco's running away with the West.
They are. I feel like, but for the, I think for the Western, Diamondbacks are a team to really.
For the wild card, maybe.
Maybe they're making a run for it, but I feel like the Dodgers will run away with the wild card, though.
Yeah, I mean
they'll get to
definitely the Braves are going to be in the wild card.
Braves and Dodgers are my pick for wild card.
Yeah, the thing about the Dodgers though is if they don't make the wild card, that's just bad news. The Dodgers took on they got Gonzalez, Crawford.
Oh yeah,
Ramirez,
they
Josh
won.
Beckett.
They won the trade deadline.
All right, the Dodgers were playing to win this season, and if they don't,
it's going to be really disappointing. Yeah, guys got to step up. Hanley has to step up, and got to make it the money's worth. So.
Yeah, and the team they bought everyone from, the Red Sox. That's a whole nother story.
68 and 82. They're not coming back.
I'm guaranteeing it right now. Bobby Valentine's not coming back next season. No way.
Yeah, I thought it was just stupid getting rid of cleaning house. Yeah. I thought that was really stupid, but who's to complain? I feel like good old Tito is a great broadcaster.
I agree. Terry Francona has been doing a very good job with Baseball Tonight.
Yeah, he's good guy.
And the other big storyline in baseball has been Steven Strasburg, and the fact that the Nationals have shut him down. 28 starts, 159 in the 3rd innings. He's coming off Tommy John surgery. He had a 15-6 record. They're first in the NL East. Have a chance at the pennant, and they shut down their best starter as prevention. So he can pitch longer in the future.
Yeah, I'm shaking my head at that. I think that is really stupid, what the Nationals organization did. And you got Tommy John, so his arm is elastic now. It's indestructible arm right now. Strasburg was obviously angry about that, and I feel like they're babying him too much. If this was old school baseball, if this was like we were in like the 70s right now, they would be forcing him to do it, and I feel like they would have a better record. I feel like they would probably get to 100 wins if Strasburg was still around.
Yeah, I mean, some might say it actually might have been getting to Strasburg mentally. By the end of the season when there was rumors going that they would shut him down, he started doing worse. And, in his last start, he gave up 5 runs in 3 innings. So that begs the question: is it mental, or was he actually physically wearing down?
Yeah.
And I guess you think it was just mental, that he can physically go.
He can physically go, but I feel like they have great pitching though. Still, they got Gio Gonzalez. He's become the ace.
Something interesting is they did the same thing for Jordan Zimmerman last year, coming off surgery. They shut him down a little early. Now he's pitching great.
Oh yeah.
Nationals have a strong staff, so we'll have to see. Only time will tell if that was a smart decision or not. Yeah. So obviously next week we'll be able to talk more, about the playoff race. We'll get some predictions.
Of course.
As it comes on. But moving on, really, maybe the biggest storyline in sports over the past week has been the NHL lockout. On September 16th, the NHL collective bargaining agreement ended. The NHL locked out its players, and it doesn't look good. This is the second time in the past 8 years. We've got our buddy Kevin over here who's going to do a little reporting.
Welcome in, Kevin.
All right, Kevin. What's going on?
Hello, Scott. Hello, Billy. Today, here to talk about the NHL lockout. The lockout's consisting because the NHL owners cannot make a deal with the NHL Players Association, the NHLPA. They can't make an agreement on a collective bargaining agreement for this year. The collective bargaining agreement splits the revenue for the coming season. The revenue for the NHL last year was $3.3 billion. And they can't find a way to split that much money. I think it's totally insane they can't split that much money. Thoughts?
That is crazy. What do you think, Bill?
It's crazy. I love hockey myself, and just I'm not the biggest football guy, so hockey gives me something to watch in the wintertime. And just the thought of this is crazy. To sign contracts overseas or back in their homelands.
Yeah, what's going on with that, Kevin?
In fact, that's already begun. Pavel Datsyuk signed a contract this week with CSKA Moscow to play in Russia. Other players have also signed in Russia, including Yevgeny Malkin, who signed with Metallurg. Plenty of players have gone to Russia. That's considered one of the best hockey leagues.
All right, so Kevin, the question is, do you think the lockout will end?
I think it will not end until the end of the season. I think the split is really far at the moment on their opinions on the revenue. Sidney Crosby, forward for the Pittsburgh Penguins, says, like any partnership, we want both sides to benefit. As players, we want to play, but we know what's right and what's fair. So
yeah.
That's it, guys.
Yeah, any last thoughts?
Not really. I just think it's less likely to do
feel
it.
like if it comes back, the season will just be shortened by a lot.
All right, thanks, Kevin.
You're welcome.
Yeah, obviously, I hope the NHL comes back. It's exciting. I want to see our local team, the Boston Bruins. I want to get Mike back on here, do some reporting. Yeah. So hope we can move on from that. And the NFL season is underway. Some really exciting things have happened so far. Some exciting players, some underdogs. We've got our buddy Ethan over here who's going to do some reporting on the NFL. Welcome, Ethan.
Hello, Scott. How you doing, Bill?
All right, Ethan. So let's see. Give us a little report. Who's hot? Who's not? What's going on?
Well, obviously, one of the biggest players who's been going around has been RG3, former second-round pick of the draft. Now, he's throwing for over 50 fantasy points this season. All of them have been against rather okay teams, and yeah.
Yeah. Who else has been hot?
Well, obviously, once backup for the Bills, C.J. Spiller. He's already reached over 300 yards, combining both rushing and receiving, nearly reaching alone the 300 mark just by running.
Wow, that's crazy. Do you think Fred Jackson's hurt? Do you think when Fred Jackson comes back, Spiller's still going to have a large role?
Well, it depends on how Spiller's still doing when Jackson comes back. If Spiller starts to slow down a little, I have a feeling Jackson might take it back or at least split the carries with him.
Yeah. What else? Who's not doing good? Who do we think was going to do well but's not?
Well, Matthew Stafford has kind of disappointed people. Yes, the yards are still there, but the touchdowns, you need to have more. He was averaged almost 13th pick in the draft, just by on fantasy leagues. And for a late first, early second round pick, you have to get a lot more from him.
Yeah, he's got to find Calvin Johnson.
Although Titus Young isn't quite erupting as the underdog as expected for this year's.
Yeah. So what other storylines do we have going on in the NFL?
One of the biggest storylines has been Michael Turner's arrest for driving under the influence.
I feel like this year it's always been the Miami Dolphins that have had issues. Chad Johnson getting dropped.
Chad Johnson headbutts his wife out of the NFL.
Oh, boy.
So how do you think Michael Turner's DUI is going to affect him moving forward?
Well, we haven't received any information on any financial charges or any possible suspensions, but the chances are, if anything, it's not going to be that big.
All right, so, do you think it might have a mental impact at all?
Well, yeah, because obviously he's not going to be as fit because he might have to miss a few practices for this.
Yeah. What do you think about it, Bill? I know you're big against this whole idea of drinking and driving. Who isn't?
Listen, it's a bad thing.
Yeah.
You know? It just ruins your reputation. You know.
I wouldn't be surprised if Goodell lays down a 1-game suspension.
Oh yeah.
He's known to do that.
I'm sure he would. Yeah.
Yeah. Something I don't know if you guys know about it, but I found it interesting. Joshua Morgan of the Redskins, who was flagged for an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty late in the game Sunday when they lost by 3. He's getting death threats on Twitter because he cost his team valuable field position with that penalty. Isn't that crazy?
That's ridiculous. It's just a game, folks. You know, just relax.
Yeah.
And stuff like this, it can really affect how it gets to your brain and how it affects
absolutely.
your play.
It's,
absolutely.
Mental abuse.
Yeah. Anything else to report on, Ethan?
Lately, ever since the go down of tight end to the Patriots, Aaron Hernandez, the Patriots recently signed former Tampa Bay Buccaneer Kellen Winslow.
Yeah.
It's a solid backup for them as...
Well, yeah, they want to keep the 2 tight end formation.
Yeah, the 1-2
Right.
punch. And
Yeah.
Winslow did relatively well last season.
Yeah.
And they re-signed Deion Branch after they dropped him.
They cut Deion Branch.
Cut him.
I think just last night they re-signed him again.
Yeah.
Doesn't always help to have another backup.
Yeah, speaking of key receivers, Hakeem Nicks of the Giants is out in tonight's game against Carolina.
That's gonna be a big
Yeah.
that's gonna be a big blow.
I
for
think
us,
he had
the Giants.
179 yards in a touchdown, something like that last
It was
week.
somewhere near 200, I remember.
Yeah, that's crazy. They're going to miss him. Playing against the Panthers, you got Cam Newton. He'll throw for 300 yards and 2
He
touchdowns,
runs,
then
too.
run for 70 yards and another touchdown.
Something like that. And along with D'Angelo Williams, who did relatively well last game, and Jonathan Stewart,
Yeah,
who alone does okay.
That's a great package, Yeah. All right, well, thank you for joining us today, Ethan.
Thank you.
All right. Well, we would like to thank everyone for watching this week's episode of Bill and Scott Sports. I'm Scott.
And I'm Bill.
We'll see you next week.
Thanks for watching.